There's been a few people recently make YouTube videos, and there's been a bit of news about why people are selling their Ford F-150 Lightnings to buy something else. Well, unfortunately, there is some truth behind some of the issues that people are facing, and I think it's worth actually knowing these things before you buy. Now, am I saying you shouldn't buy a Ford F-150 Lightning electric pickup truck? No, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy one, but I'm saying that, well, one of the main issues that I pointed out when this truck was first revealed is one of the reasons why some owners are selling them. So if they had just watched my original video, they would have probably avoided this issue in the first place. When I say avoided this issue, I mean, well, reselling the car has cost them money. So it's worth doing your research before you buy. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. My name's Sam Evans and I'm coming to you from Thailand right now. Over here, Shanna's about to get her next cancer scan. That's why we're here in Thailand. And we'll find out soon, within a few days, how that's all going. If she has apparently stage 4 incurable cancer. And I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that what we've been doing has been working. There's no real way of knowing, but she has lost a lot of weight. So hopefully the weight loss kind of slows down because it's getting a little bit alarming. Now, if you want to know more about what I'm talking about, I'll put a link in the description to my original GoFundMe for her that I created a few months ago. So a few people have recently sold Ford F-150 Lightning electric pickup trucks, and a couple of videos have come up. Now, one of them is been a common issue that people have been having with the Lightning, and they say that the issue is finding chargers that will charge the truck at the right speed, finding chargers that work, finding chargers that aren't busy, basically just charging the vehicle. So you can see why it was a really smart decision by Jim Farley to say, well, the next version of the truck is going to have Tesla charging points. They'll be using Tesla chargers. I'm going to guess that most people who buy one of these will go, okay, let's get a Tesla charger. But there's one key issue here that can't be solved. Now, yes, you will be able to charge these F-150 Lightnings that are currently available now in most states in America within probably the next 12 months. You will be able to use Tesla's charging network. So that's a good thing. But the issue is one issue that owners have pointed out. The charging speed is slow. Now, it's not actually slow if this was a small battery pack, but because it's a massive battery pack, having a charging speed of 150 kilowatt and then trying to find the right chargers to use, if you combine those two issues together, it means it's a bit of a challenging experience if you need to do a fair bit of driving, or if you need to do, say, road trips or just longer than average journeys. The reason is this: you're not going to get 150 kilowatt charging speed for the entire charging cycle, right? You're maybe going to average about 90, something like that. But because it's a very big battery pack, the issue is amplified. It's going to take you probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half to charge from 20 to 80%, depending on where your charger is and what the speed of the charger is. But I reckon it's going to take an average of over an hour to charge from 20 to 80%, and then you need to find the charger. Now, I'm not saying you won't be able to find a charger. It depends on where you live. But to me, that's just too long to wait. And I pointed this out when the truck was originally released. And I said why I believe that the Chevrolet Silverado EV, maybe some other electric pickup trucks, could be better alternatives, because the charging speed would be faster. Or the next version. There'll be a new version coming out within the next 24 months of the latest F-150 Lightning. It'll have significantly faster charging, which will solve this issue. 150 kilowatt charging speed would be fine in a smaller car with a smaller battery pack. But in a car this size, with a battery pack this size, you need faster charging. That's what I thought was a prerequisite. People said to me that I was wrong on that, but, well, it seems as though some owners are now saying, no, that's true. It's an issue. Now, Jed from Jetta's Garage YouTube channel, he bought an electric Lightning, and he said some of the reasons why he's selling. That was one of them. Not finding enough chargers for it, and the charging speed being quite slow. Jed says also he's worried about depreciation. I'm guessing he thinks if he holds on to it for much longer, there's going to be much better versions coming out, within the next 24 months. And so therefore he'd lose money. He bought the car for $88,000. He sold it privately for $80,000. So he lost $8,000 on the sale. Not a huge loss. I mean, I think that's actually pretty good. And I have to admit, personally, I don't buy cars based on their resale value. That's not a consideration for me. It would be if I was spending probably a lot of money though. If I'm spending this amount of money I never have before, then maybe I would say depreciation is something that would concern me. But the thing is, if you buy a gasoline powered truck, that's even more of a concern for you, because when some much more compelling electric vehicles come out, the new version of the F-150 Lightning, the Silverado EV, the Ram EV, the Cybertruck, the Cybertruck, what's going to happen is, there's going to be some significant depreciation on gasoline-powered pickup trucks, because people are going to start moving towards electric pickup trucks pretty quickly. Now, not everyone will, of course. I'm not saying that will happen. But the increase will be substantial. Substantial enough, I think, to mean depreciation on current pickup trucks will be significant. It's a little bit like, not everyone bought a smartphone when smartphones came out. A lot of people still kept their Nokias and their Blackberries. But what were those Nokias and Blackberries worth when, 40% of the population were buying one of these? A lot less. Now, Jed said one of the other reasons that he sold the Lightning was because the software was driving him crazy. And I've watched a few videos recently, a few YouTube reviews, in fact, about 10 different YouTube videos of Ford Rangers, new ones of new cars from Ford using Ford's software. And they have complained that Ford's sync software has been frustrating, it's been buggy, and there's been issues with it. So I can understand why Jed would be annoyed by that. Now, he also says the app has caused some issues for him. The app doesn't work properly and whatever the case may be. Now, is this your experience? What I want to know is, if you own a Ford, have you had issues with the Ford software, the sync system, whether the Sync 3 or Sync 4, or with the app? Now, Jed says these were issues for him. These are the reasons he's selling it. However, all of that said, I still think the F-150 Lightning electric pickup is actually a pretty compelling vehicle. The charging speed is definitely an issue, right? If you're doing long distance charging, the truth is most people won't be using long distance chargers most of the time. If that's going to be you, it's not the right car for you. So you probably know that before you bought it. I'm not really convinced that these reasons that I've just listed mean you shouldn't buy one. In fact, I think for most people, the F-150 Lightning is actually a really good vehicle, and it's a really good deal. Ford loses around $20,000 on the sale of every one of them. They've increased prices 4 times. They're still making a loss on them. They're actually really good value. That's my honest opinion. However, it's not going to work for you, obviously, if you're doing a lot of road trips. Definitely not. If you're not, though, this is actually a good vehicle. But that's just my take. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.